The tranquility of the Himalayas was shattered on April 22, 2025. Gunmen descended upon the serene valley of Baisaran in Pahalgam, a popular tourist destination in Indian-administered Kashmir. This idyllic landscape, accessible only by foot or horseback, became a scene of carnage as terrorists opened fire indiscriminately on tourists and locals alike. The attack, executed with chilling precision, left 26 people dead and over 20 injured. Among the victims were 25 Indian citizens and one Nepali national, their lives tragically cut short while on pilgrimage or enjoying the region's natural beauty. Eyewitness accounts paint a horrifying picture of targeted shootings, with some victims reportedly asked about their religious affiliation before being murdered. The attackers showed no mercy, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The idyllic valley, once known for its breathtaking vistas and peaceful ambience, now bore the scars of violence. This heinous act sent shockwaves across India and the world, raising urgent questions about the perpetrators, their motives, and the future of peace in the already volatile region.
The echoes of gunfire had barely faded when the Kashmir Resistance, also known as the Resistance Front, TRF, claimed responsibility for the massacre. In a chilling message posted on Telegram, the group, which India believes to be a front for the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba, attempted to justify their actions. They cited grievances about demographic changes in the region, particularly the influx of outsiders settling in Kashmir. Indian authorities, however, were quick to dismiss this justification as a smokescreen for a calculated act of terror. They pointed to the TRF's history of violence and their alleged links to LT, the group responsible for the devastating 2008 Mumbai attacks, as evidence of their true intentions to sow fear and discord in the region. Indian investigators, working tirelessly to bring the perpetrators to justice, soon released a wanted poster featuring the names and sketches of 3 suspects. 2 of the suspects were identified as Pakistani nationals, further fueling India's accusations of cross-border terrorism. A hefty cash reward was announced for any information leading to their capture, demonstrating India's resolve to hold those responsible accountable for their actions.
The Pahalgam attack sparked outrage and grief across India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, addressing the nation, vowed swift and decisive action against the perpetrators and their backers. The Indian government, condemning the attack as a cowardly act of terrorism, launched a multi-pronged response, encompassing political, diplomatic, and economic measures. On the political front, India wasted no time in accusing Pakistan of harboring and supporting terrorist groups operating within its borders. India's accusations were not new, but the Pahalgam attack, coming at a time of heightened tensions between the 2 nuclear-armed neighbors, added fuel to the fire. Diplomatically, India downgraded its ties with Pakistan, expelling Pakistani military, naval, and air advisors from the High Commission in New Delhi. Visa restrictions were imposed on Pakistani citizens, further straining the already fragile relationship. India also summoned the Pakistani envoy to lodge a strong protest, demanding concrete action against those responsible for the attack.
Section 4. Pakistan pushes back. Denial and countermeasures. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement in the Pahalgam attack. Labeling the accusations as baseless and politically motivated, Pakistan demanded concrete evidence from India to substantiate its claims. Pakistan's foreign minister, addressing the media, called the attack a false flag operation orchestrated by India to malign Pakistan and deflect attention from its own internal issues in Kashmir. In a tit-for-tat response, Pakistan expelled Indian diplomats from Islamabad, mirroring India's actions. Pakistan also closed its airspace to Indian flights, further escalating tensions and disrupting travel and trade between the 2 countries. The already strained economic ties between the 2 countries suffered further as Pakistan suspended all trade with India. This move, while intended to signal Pakistan's displeasure, also had significant economic repercussions for both nations, disrupting supply chains and impacting businesses reliant on cross-border trade.
Section 5. The world reacts, calls for restraint and dialogue. The Pahalgam attack and the ensuing escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan sent ripples of concern across the international community. The United Nations, urging both sides to exercise maximum restraint, called for a de-escalation of tensions and a return to dialogue. The UN Security Council, in a rare show of unity on the Kashmir issue, condemned the attack and emphasized the need for peaceful resolution of all outstanding disputes. World leaders, echoing the UN's appeal, expressed deep concern over the potential for a wider conflict between India and Pakistan, both nuclear-armed nations. The international community recognized the gravity of the situation, understanding that any miscalculation or misstep could have catastrophic consequences, not just for the region, but for the entire world. The United States, playing its traditional role as a mediator, urged both sides to engage in dialogue and refrain from any actions that could further escalate the situation. The European Union, echoing this sentiment, offered to facilitate talks between the two countries, emphasizing the need for a peaceful and negotiated settlement of all disputes.
Section 6. Regional fallout, Kashmir and beyond. The immediate impact of the Pahalgam attack was felt most acutely in Kashmir itself. The already heavy security presence in the region was further beefed up, with checkpoints set up and patrols intensified. The attack, a grim reminder of the volatile security situation, cast a pall over the region, impacting tourism and daily life. Protests erupted across Kashmir, with locals demanding justice for the victims and increased security measures to prevent such tragedies in the future. While some protests remained peaceful, others turned violent, with clashes erupting between demonstrators and security forces. The attack also had a ripple effect across India. Anti-Pakistan protests were held in Delhi and other major cities, with people expressing their anger and demanding a strong response from the government. There were also reports of Kashmiri students studying in other parts of India facing harassment and eviction, highlighting the risk of communal tensions in the aftermath of the attack.
Section 7. A precarious future, the long shadow of conflict. The Pahalgam attack served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in South Asia. The attack and its aftermath highlighted the deep-rooted mistrust and animosity between India and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighbors locked in a seemingly intractable conflict over Kashmir. The international community's efforts to mediate and encourage dialogue between the two countries have yielded limited results in the past, and the current climate of heightened tensions does not inspire much optimism. The risk of miscalculation or an unintended escalation remains high, with both countries seemingly locked in a cycle of accusations and counter-accusations. The attack's broader implications extend beyond South Asia. The involvement of terrorist groups operating across borders highlights the transnational nature of terrorism and the challenges in combating it effectively. The attack also underscores the potential for regional conflicts to escalate rapidly, with potentially devastating consequences for global security. As the world grapples with these challenges, the future of peace in South Asia, and indeed the world, remains precariously balanced.